Hi everyone, my name's James Small of Bernards. Today I've got David Denton joining us to run through a few questions. We're just going to be discussing the JVM industry, really, some languages and tools, and David actually hosts some Kotlin presentation and online learning courses that he's starting, so we'll run past them. But David, can you just run through a bit more about your background and experience for people who don't know who you are?
Yeah, okay, James. So my name is David Denton. I'm currently head of engineering, core engineering at Bow, which is a digital bank run by RBS. I suppose my background, I've got like 20 years kind of development experience in various languages. Kind of started in like C and then went to Java, a bit of Scala, a bit of Clojure, but now I'm mostly involved with the Kotlin community. So yeah, just kind of that's a brief overview, I suppose. I've been in loads of different organizations and kind of industries, been like a bit of science, a bit of publishing, quite a lot of banking, investment banking, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's sort of quite like this kind of gig because it kind of life, because it gives me an opportunity to work on different things. So it's always interesting.
Yeah, definitely cool. And just in terms of your current project and stuff, what sort of technologies and tools are you working with at the moment?
So at the moment we're working on kind of basically microservices stack. It's all written in Kotlin, basically. It's running on kind of cloud native stuff, so Kubernetes, lots of that kind of, loads of those kind of technologies that kind of, I suppose, Docker and Kubernetes and it's kind of observability, DevOpsy, kind of that kind of world, I suppose, we're currently in. I think that's the kind of thing everyone's looking for, and everyone's kind of going towards. Even the banks are they're moving away from their infrastructure, they're moving into kind of off-premise, but on the cloud environments. So.
Yeah, definitely cool. I think obviously Kotlin tends to be the sort of language of choice at the moment. What's your sort of favourite language and why? Would you say Kotlin at the moment in terms of the ones you've used, or have you got other favourites?
Yeah, definitely. I think, yes. I mean, having been through kind of the ringer of the various, the JVM of the last 20 years or so, it's been, Java was great at the time, and then we moved into Scala, and Scala was, pretty good as well. But I think Kotlin's got that like sweet spot in between Java and Scala. It's kind of like Java potentially as it maybe should have been if it hadn't been run by a massive giga organization that can really deliver anything. I mean, it's getting a lot better now. They're kind of, I think Java's catching up slightly, but I think Kotlin's got that real pragmatic level of productivity thing. It's nice to read. It's not, it's pretty quick to compile. The tooling is there, and the most important thing is developers really, really enjoy using it. So people just, once you've used Kotlin, people will have a real hard time kind of going back to standard Java.
Yeah, definitely cool. Obviously, I won't talk about COVID-19 too much because everyone's sick to death with it. But how's it? Has it changed your day-to-day routine much, or is it just same as usual?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've kind of recovered my commute time, so that's good, I suppose. But actually, interesting, that means I'm doing a lot less reading, so it's that you got to kind of try and keep that up. So. But I've kind of recovered my time and going running a lot more. I try and kind of still get up early. Obviously, everything's moved to remote, so you've got kind of a lot less in-present stuff. So we're talking about using Slack, and we're doing lots of pair programming on Tuple and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of really stretched what we thought was possible. We thought we could be doing remote, and people actually did remote occasionally all the time, but whether you could, I don't think anyone really believed that we could do fully remote all the time. And actually, it's been pretty seamless, to be honest. Actually, I think the tooling is now there. 5 years ago, I think we'd been in trouble, but now actually, I think the tooling is there to actually make it workable.
Yeah, definitely. I think we find it as well. We're much more effective because you get less distractions, people in the office. So you sort of get your head down and get on with it. What I was quite keen to speak about is your work in open source libraries and more about your presentations for everyone. So do you want to speak more about what you're doing on the open source stuff, just so everyone could get a bit of background about
yeah. So I mean, I suppose what people probably know me for most is my open source. Myself and another guy created a open source web layer called HTTP, which is pure Kotlin. What we wanted there was something that we really would leverage. We didn't want just something that was just a shim over the top of Java. We wanted something that was actually written in Kotlin for Kotlin developers and actually could really, you get all the nice language features that actually came in. So Yeah, so that we wrote that 2000. I've been using Kotlin since 2015, so that was maybe which was before version 1. So that was 2016 probably that came out. I got quite a lot of traction. We were invited to Kotlin Conf to present that. The HPK got put into the ThoughtWorks Tech Radar, which is their kind of list of trendy technologies that their consultants are using. So we've had like lots of like. I spend a lot of my time kind of fielding kind of questions and queries about my library, about the libraries and stuff. Yeah. I mean, apart from that, really interesting testing technologies. So one of the things we try to do with HPK is to make it simple and easy for developers to test in all the various bits of the testing pyramid. And that's something that's often an afterthought we found for lots of other libraries. So we really have that at the kind of core of everything is the ability to test stuff. So the ability to write tests in the work that can be reused, the ability to kind of how do you empower developers to kind of have as many tools as they need so they can write things in a test first way where the tests don't get in the way, it just gets out of the way, and so you can actually deliver functionality. Yeah,
definitely. And I know you're talking about obviously you do public speaking quite a lot at the conferences. Are you doing more? I noticed on your Open Hub that you're doing more sort of virtual conferences in Kotlin. So is that something you want to sort of talk about? Or?
Yeah. So I mean, after Kotlin Conf, that was amazing things I've written. We've spoken at a few JVM meetups in London. Been into some various companies to kind of do personalized presentations for them if they're using HPK. Currently putting something together for Kotliners, which is Kotliners 2020, which is in June, which was going to be in Budapest, but unfortunately now I don't get to be in Budapest. Now it's online, so we're having to slightly rework that. We were going to do some live coding, but I don't think I'm brave enough to do live coding over the internet. So I think what we're going to do is we'll video it and kind of talk over the top, I think. But no, it's really good. I kind of really enjoy it. I enjoy kind of the feedback from the community and stuff. Actually, that's another thing that Kotlin's really good with, which is the community is really supportive and really welcoming, and that's a kind of breath of fresh air, really.
Yeah, perfect. Well, what I'll do, everyone, I'll put a link to David's open source below this video. Obviously, we'll send this out to everyone, David, but we'll put his presentations and your virtual conference online. So did you say it's the 20th of June?
It's the 5th of June, I think.
Cool, perfect. We'll put that. So is that an all-day thing, or is it spread over a few
it's a one day. Yeah, so it's a one day. I think it starts at 9, probably till 5:30 or something. But I think it'd be interesting to see how it kind of pans out, because I think there's going to be like loads of virtual kind of networking stuff going on as well. So it'd be really interesting to see how that changes, like the in-person conference experience.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Cool. Well, thanks for your time, David. Much appreciated. We'll get this straight out to the group and hopefully get some people signed up for your conference. Okay.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, James.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.